Hello guys, this is Oh My God Hacks Raven 21 and I have a Gen 5 standard battle against Dinoshreddar, and this person you have to go and subscribe to them because he is a dino and he's a shredder raw. Anyway, so I start off with my Crustle Crab thingy and he has a Uxie, I think it is. He then scarfs and then gives me a choice scarf, and to be honest, that didn't really make a difference with the battle, but yeah, I go for a stealth rock and I'm gonna have to switch out because I can't set up 2 layers of stealth rocks, obviously. But I go into Slow King and, well, I do that because I can resist every single thing that he throws at me. But he throws at me a T-Wave, which isn't really gonna do much because I'm slow as balls anyway. So he goes for stealth rock of his own, and then I'm gonna be retarded and can't move. And then I have to switch out because obviously I can't do anything. So I go back into my Crustle, and hopefully I'm gonna get some spikes up. And I hoped I was actually be quicker than most of his team and try and get 2 layers of spikes up. But he went for a stealth rock again, which I'm kind of guessing that was a misclick, but I don't know. He goes for a U-turn, which can do absolutely nothing to me, and he's going to switch into a Cyberant, which is a Durant. That's the English version anyway. And then I go for spikes on the switch in, and his Durant is going to be a Hone Claws and basically a sweeping one, but he actually miss-saved it. He told me this after the battle that he miss-saved his Durant for sorry, excuse me. He saved it for a Durant instead of a Hustle, which I thought was actually quite funny. But oh well. He knows that he's truant and can't go for another Hone Claws, so he switches out and goes into his Kraken, which is gonna not quad resist. What the hell am I on about? It's gonna ×2 resist my flamethrower, because that's an obvious flamethrowing home. But he's going to take that like an absolute beast, and I'm going to switch out of there because I want my Shandera to be able to Psychic it, because my Shandera does have Psychic. So I go I go into Slow King because I know I can throw a few Psychics off and I can wall any single thing he throws at me. But he goes for Rapid Spin and gets rid of my Stealth Rocks and Spikes, so that's kind of my Crustle. Basically, that's a wasted Pokemon right there. But oh well, I do like my Crustle when it is Tellied, to be honest. Sorry. That was disgusting. But he goes for his Toxic Spikes and meh. But then I can't even move from Paralyze. It's like, I hate Paralyze. If you ever want to beat me, just throw Paralyze at me like over and over and over and over again, and I won't be able to do anything. Okay, right, so what's happening here? My game is a little bit laggy, I'm sorry about that. But he sets up a second layer of spikes, and I'm going to go for a Psychic because I know that's super effective damage and it's stab, and that's going to do a fair bit. And it actually does do quite a fair bit, I'd say, no, 1/4. So that's 1/4 damage, and I know 2 more is going to take that out, no problem. And all he's going to do is set up Toxic Spikes. So he's going to withdraw his Kraken, knowing that I could take out his Pokemon easily, and he's going to go into his Durant. I think for Psychic, obviously the prediction into a Psychic is like really obvious, and he takes half damage from that, and that's like, wow. But I switch out because I know I don't want the Bug Attack, and I go into my Shandera, which is going to resist the Bug move, but I'm going to take Stealth Rock damage, and we're going to get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes, so basically my Shandera doesn't really have that much use to me anymore. But he goes for an Exeter, which doesn't actually do a lot considering I'm not a defensive Pokemon. And then I'm going to do a Psychic, predicting a switch into Tentacle. And I knew that that was probably the safest thing to do because that Durant was going to die no matter what I used. Because I have a Stab move, I have a super effective move, I have a Psychic, and I have a Energy Ball. And I know either one of those are just going to wipe out a Durant. So he goes into Kraken, and I'm going to do a Psychic, and that's going to easily take that Kraken out. Or, well, hell, Tentacle. Don't know why I'm using the nicknames. But yeah, that's his Tentacle out, and that's also my Shandera out, because I'm going to take poison damage, and that's going to easily knock me out. So now we both have a double down, and we don't know what we're going to pick. So I'm going to go into my late team sweeper, which is my Dory using, and he's going to send in his whatever Reaper is. Right, it's a Lucario, and I'm guessing a physical fight or a physical one. So I'm going to go for an Earthquake, and I know that's going to be one-hit kill because, as I've seen, the things on my Lucario, whereas Earthquakes are going to destroy me. But he actually has a Focus Sash, and I was like, what? But he goes for a Sword Stance, and I was actually predicting like a priority move like Extreme Speed, and it does, but actually it doesn't really do a lot. To be honest, I think my Lucario, or yeah, biased opinion, but my Lucario is better because it is a special Lucario, therefore he just gets the most out of Vacuum Wave. But anyway, I won't brag on it and stuff about that, but his Lucario did do quite a fair bit to adore using. Next he sends out a Pythagoras, and I was like, I've never fought these in my life. I have no idea what this can do. So I go for a safe Earthquake. That does about not as much as I hoped it would, but he goes for Calm Mind and gets some other stat boosts which don't actually make as much difference in the fight. But I then go for another Earthquake, hoping for a crit or just get some extra damage on it, and he just nudges it over halfway, and then he gets a Will-O-Wisp, and I'm like, seriously, that's like my sweeper completely useless for this fight now. There's no way I'm going to be able to win because of this burn. But I'm going to have to switch out. So I do switch out, and I go into a Slowking because I can resist. No, sorry, I don't. I go into my Gyroda. Sorry about that. I thought I went into Slowking. That's obviously later on in the battle. So I take Poison because of the Toxic Spikes, and he's going to go for a Shadow Ball. And this does, like, considering he is Calm Mind, that did around about half my HP. And to be honest, I was actually quite surprised because my Superior isn't actually EV'd in Special Defense, so that's either one mis-EV'd Pokemon or Pythagoras has like rubbish special attack. But I'm going to go for a Toxic because I don't want this to be sweeping my team. He's going to go for another Shadow Ball, and that's going to take me out, but I don't care because I've got damage going to him no matter what, and that's slowly going to build up, which is going to easily make me stall or for his next Pokemon. And to be honest, I love stall Pokemon as long as I'm using them. When people use them against me, I hate them, but oh well. So we can get Poison on him, and this bit is actually really boring. I'm really sorry about this, but it's basically me being Protect like I do now, and he's gonna go for a Shadow Ball, hoping, well, he's gonna crit, or he's gonna not crit, he's gonna one-shot me easily with what he thinks. But I go for Protect because I'm a whore, and he's gonna take more poison damage, and that's all fine with me. And as he takes more poison damage, he goes for a Shadow Ball, and I was like, right, let's see how much this does, because depending on how much this does will be if I can survive it. And it actually does like almost half, or it actually does a little bit over than half. But then go for a Slack Off, and my Slack Off does exactly the same, and a tiny bit more HP than he could deal to me. So I was like, epic, I can take out this Pythagoras, no problem. So I get my leftovers, and that's going to bring me back up to full HP, and that means I can probably Protect and be more of a whore, so I get more damage in. But let's see what happens. He goes for a Calm Mind, predicting my Protect, and then I go for a Slack Off, I think. Do I go for Slack Off? Yeah, come on. But I go for a Slack Off, actually predicting a Shadow Ball, and because of his poison damage now, he's going to be down to like a minuscule amount of HP, and I know he's going to go for a last chance desperation attack, which is going to be a Shadow Ball. So I use Protect now, and he will not be able to hit me, and he does a Shadow Ball because it's the last thing he can do, and that's going to take out his Pythagoras and stuff. Dinoshreddar, I'm actually really sorry for the stall, but I kind of needed it to get that thing down. So yeah, that's Pythagoras dead, and he then sends out his, I think it's a Thunderous or a Tornadus. I couldn't remember, but I think it's a Thunderous considering what happened in the match. But he goes for a substitute, and I use a Toxic, 'cause I actually wanted to try and stall this one out again, but it didn't happen. And now he's got a free sub, and I can't really do anything. So I send out my Crab, mainly for Death Fodder, or I could try and get a Rock Blast in it. And if I can get the Rock Blast in it, then I could get the sub out and then get the Pokemon out itself. But he goes for a Nasty Plot, and I was like, oh, fudge. Because I know that if I don't get this dead with this Pokemon, there's no point even continuing the battle, because I was going to be raped either way. But he goes for Hidden Power, and when that hits, I'm like, that's got to be, well, it's super effective. Well, it was super effective on another Pokemon, but I'm guessing because of this, I'm either predicting a, well, not predicting, but I'm guessing that now it's a Hidden Power Fire, or that's a Hidden Power Grass. I'm not sure, but I go for a what's it called? Poison Jab, and I knock out that sub, but I'm not going to be able to live this Hidden Power because of my low HP. Actually, what the hell? I do live it. Oh yeah, then the burn takes me out. I have absolutely no idea what I'm on at the moment, because when you listen to this, you probably think I'm on drugs or something, because I've only had this battle like a few hours ago, and I can't even remember anything. But I go into Lucario, and he used the Thunder, and because that's a +2, and I'm guessing it's Stab, I'm not going to be able to kill that at all. There's just absolutely no chance. But there's nothing really else I can do. My Lucario goes in and then dies, and then I have to switch into Slowking. And I actually did go for a Toxic here because I knew he was going to attack, and I wanted to live this. I so badly wanted to live this because I was going to protect, and I was going to stall, and I was going to keep on stalling this thing. But as you see, I don't win. So that was an absolutely great game, Dinoshreddar. Really enjoyed it. Everyone go sub him because he's a great guy and stuff. And I will see you later. Ravenhurst out.